Hello, everyone. Welcome back to SummoNerds. I'm Evan.
And I'm Matt.
Today we've got yet another game for you on our marathon audio recording session here, with the same lists as whenever you saw the last video. So
yep, same list, but Evan also had an iPhone 6, I think, on his.
team. That's definitely going to tip the scales in my favor. The superior technology. You know, you could send the space shuttle to the moon with the the computing power of the iPhone 6.
Yeah, well, it is a smartphone after all, so I am a bit.
Sometimes it convinces me it's not, but you know, the predictive text.
But then in the end,
yeah. Changing correctly spelled words to other correctly spelled words is less than smart in my opinion, but that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely debatable. The thing is it really going to tip the scale one way?
Is it going to tip the scale against that? You know, you've got a Syndicate thug, right, and I feel like one thug can take one phone. I think that's an equivalent.
Wow. So you're trying to say the phone is not as smart or barely smarter than the thug.
I was going to say that the criminal could steal the phone, and then you'd have the phone. This joke's gone on too long. We've taken this too far. Yeah, so we just lined up straight across from each other. That's all that mattered in that first little bit. We're lined up straight across.
Right. So again, have the Y wing near my Asajj, just to give it a little protection. Learned something from the Fenn encounter. So now all three are next to each other. And the reason I put all three next to each other in this initial starting position is because I have more open space on this side of the board anyway, so I feel like I can maneuver Fenn one way or another given the amount of space I have on that side of the board.
Well, and it's interesting also, the reason, like last time we were on opposite corners of the board and I had to turn in and then I got to face his ships kind of one at a time, and that was really great for Hera and Jan, who are a great duo but can't take sustained fire forever and only have so many attacks to spend per turn, so it's nice to have one target each turn. It's not like I'm flying a swarm that can, you know, deal with a bunch of ships at once. So yeah, this was kind of, maybe you're thinking that's an odd place for me to put it, but what I was noticing was if Matt had placed Fenn out a little bit, or even if he hadn't, I just have really great jousting potential here. My ship, because I remembered, for example, how many dice I'm supposed to roll with the Ghost. So I'm going to be rolling a lot more dice at range 2, and if I get into range 1, then my Autoblaster turret's going to kick in, and I'm rolling another couple unblockable dice. Potentially unblockable anyway. So yeah, I just thought maybe just a straight-up joust is actually beneficial to me. I'm trying to think, did I actually come up with the... Nope, I don't think I did on this game. Well, no, I actually might have had the tactical jammer in this game. Did I?
You know, that's a very good question.
I might not have the intelligence agent. I might have written that wrong on this paper again. My skills at writing these things on the paper correctly are only improving with time. They're maybe not there yet.
So, but something also to note, if I get multiple attacks in on Hera, especially at range 3, I'm better defended, and range 3 is not much of a difference from range 2. That one defense die doesn't have great odds of becoming a hit or an evade. So range 3 with multiple ships is great for taking on this big behemoth.
Yeah, especially because you've got Fenn, who I'm not going to touch at range 3. The Syndicate Thug, who, I could hit at range 3, but they're going to hit me for 2 hull at range 3 reliably. And Asajj, who I'm probably not going to do too much to at range 3, but she's going to do a lot to me.
Right.
So that trade is just bad for the Ghost. I might. The nice thing with the 4 or 5 dice at range 3, though, I am rolling 5 attack dice at range 3, and that
that's pretty big.
That is like a potentially large number of shields I could take off of like Asajj, or I could maybe get a hit on Fenn.
Because Fenn again's not he doesn't have auto thrusters on.
No, not in this game anyway.
Yeah.
So that's also really interesting. Fenn is just an easier to hit ace at range 3 than Soontir Fel. Soontir Fel is nearly impossible with stealth device and auto thrusters at range 3, especially with Palpatine. Oh my gosh, if we're getting into that. But like just by himself is a much easier ship to take on at range 3 which is an interesting thing for his kind of like ace archetype that he falls into. But he's way better at range 1 than Soontir.
Right.
Especially like in arc, range 1 in arc. That's huge. He's just a lot more powerful there, because he's going to play a lot more hurt on you, and he's going to be able to avoid a lot more himself.
Right.
But, and also, this is kind of the other thing I was going to mention, because Fenn Rau, his abilities lie in range 1 attacks and things. You want to get him in survivably, so the only modification that's probably smart to put on him is the auto thrusters. You could put it to stealth device, and that's fine too, but it's because you don't have a stealth device on him. When I'm fighting a Soontir Fel, if I have a chance to get a hit on Soontir, I will take it. If there's a reasonable chance, even if it's a little bit far-fetched and I've got a better shot on another ship, I might just shoot at Soontir if he doesn't have tokens, for example. Just shoot him. Just see what I get, because I got to get rid of that stealth device. It's really important to get a hit on Soontir. It's actually not with Fenn Rau. I don't have to worry about when I shoot Fenn Rau. It'll be the same now as it will be 10 turns from now. So it's just an interesting difference between those two ships. I think after last game, I dropped Jan off the table and broke one of my pegs. So now she's flying 1 peg. But
it's still hanging in there. Just low rider.
It was actually a huge pain. The peg snapped off inside of the piece that connects to the ship, and I had to get it out over a long time with needle nose pliers and some other tools. I think I ended up using tweezers. It was scary. It's my favorite ship. I didn't want it to be broken forever. Fixed it. Be proud of me. So here we go with the shots. Fenn Rau's got a range 3 on Jan. I'm not thrilled about that, but range 3. So range 1 maybe on Hera.
Yeah, I think
maybe 2. Range 2 on Hera. Thanks, past me.
So that's good, because now Fenn Rau is just out of arc of that Autoblaster. So got some. What did I get? 1, 2 hits there.
You tried to shoot Hera instead of Jan.
I thought I got 2, but I was like,
So it was 2 hits and a focus is what that was, and then you just don't have the focus because you barrel rolled out of that range 1. Which I was bummed about. I would have liked it if you'd been range 1 there. Could have just smashed you like last game. But it did not work that way. So here goes Jan with her 1 hit. Looks like a nice 0 there for me. 2 hits that time. And maybe 1 there. So, okay, Asajj just takes 2 from Jan.
So Asajj must have hit the first one. Or, Jan must have hit the first one on Asajj then.
Yes. Right. I got 1 and you got 0, I think was what that. Here goes Hera. I peeled out to the side there so I wouldn't get... So I wouldn't get bumped and I wouldn't lose my actions. I didn't know how far he was going to move, but I figured this way I probably got him in my back arc.
So that was what a massive hit that just went through on Asajj.
Gosh, that was a direct hit. No, it was just a regular hit. Oh my gosh, that was a regular hit that did all that.
That was just all 5 went through and no evades.
No, there was a direct hit in there. Sorry, there was a direct hit in that. That was part of why I got down to 3 hull instead of 4. I think I didn't have the dice to do it otherwise. I think that's a direct hit.
Well, you had there was 8 total, so if you did all 5, then it would have been.
I think you rolled some defense.
I must have if there's a direct hit, but I'm saying it was possible.
Yeah, it was possible to do that. No, I think I did. I think there was a direct hit specifically involved. So you did hit Jan there. Jan took a. There we go. Jan took a beautiful damaged cockpit, which is very frustrating for me to deal with. Because Jan being pilot skill 9 is one of the things that's keeping her in the game, kind of. I think she does actually have that at this point. She actually is, I believe, pilot skill 9 at this point. I figured out the adaptability thing. Just free bump to her gives her same shot. Same chance at first shot as Fenn Rau, which is nice. But doesn't matter because she's now pilot skill 0, below even the Syndicate Thug.
Yep.
However, I believe she dodged both of the Syndicate Thug's TLT shots. Was that what just happened? Nobody else on my team took TLTs.
Yep, I think that is what happened.
I seem to remember that, and I seem to remember being just as incredulous then as I am right now. With one less agility, I somehow dodged both of those TLT shots. But all right, hey, I'll take that. Past me's happy with that.
That was terrible.
Jan's moving first. Hooray! Just a bummer to have to lose all my pilot skill. Yep. Still got that awful tractor beam token following me around. Ketsu Onyo, crew member. Here goes the Syndicate Thug. Reasonably predictable one forward. Just got to keep it in range 2 of the things.
Right.
Asajj. Yeah, 4 forward with Asajj. That makes sense. Just get Asajj the heck out of there.
Yep, that's the goal.
I'm moving my stuff so it's easy to pick up Asajj and get her out of there. There we go. Oof. Oof. I'm a little worried about this, and I was worried he was going to go that far. I want to be able to hit out of the back arc. I want to finish Asajj this turn.
Yeah, especially...
Yeah, my Autoblaster turret took her down to 2 last time at the end of the turn. So I have a pretty decent chance. Jan might be able to TLT, but not if Jan's at pilot skill 0. It's very unlikely Jan's getting a shot this turn. Because even if Fenn and Asajj miss her, the Syndicate Thug gets to shoot first too. So
all true.
Oh no!
So here comes Fenn.
No!
Here comes Big Fenn Rao.
That's not a good place for him to be. Oh gosh.
So
it's a little rough.
So yeah, here, hopefully whale on Jan. We have a.
It's okay. I've got a focus.
So.
Ooh, that's a lot of dice.
Yeah.
So 3 hits is impossible for me to. Oh, yeah, I could have rolled 1. I don't know why I didn't roll 1.
That's okay, that's fascinating. I have no idea.
I'll be honest, it doesn't matter so much. He had a focus. I'm not shooting him with another attack this turn. You did have a couple focus results there, so you could have just spent the focus, and that would have been fine too.
Right.
But in either case, you are at range 1 of me. I was really hoping you wouldn't notice that, and you wouldn't like barrel roll away and be safe. But I'm not going to shoot you with the auto turret first because I really want to take out Asajj. I need to lessen the amount of guns that are facing me in this battle. Asajj needs to go down. So 3 from range 3. Matt just rolls horribly. I'm very thankful. The dice, they like the money I paid them off with. It's money well spent on my end.
Right. So now I'm getting my TLT shots off, it looks like.
Here's
so that's
2.
Yep.
And then I'm going to fire at Fenn with my Autoblaster turret. That's 1, 2 with my focus I didn't have to spend.
Yeah.
So that's beautiful. Now, again, I'm feeling pretty okay here. Like last game, when I took out Fenn first, I felt like I had the lead. In this game, taking out Asajj and doing 2 damage to Fenn I also kind of feel like I have the lead.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I don't know. I don't know in this situation what. Like, I can't tell who's winning honestly with that because Fenn has even better maneuverability than Asajj does.
Yeah.
Also has. Well, I guess he has the same attack output really.
Yeah.
But I believe he has outmaneuver on.
Yep.
So that's why you didn't roll another one.
Oh yeah, I was outmaneuvered.
Yeah,
smart.
Outmaneuver. That's
smart.
it. I just realized that too. So those were just straight up hits going through.
Great. Yeah, that makes sense. That was the whole kind of point of this list at that point in time. You've kind of altered it a little bit since then, so it doesn't. I don't think it has outmaneuver anymore.
So Fenn has outmaneuver capabilities, which are really only helpful at range 3 against Hera, but. He just has a better way of getting around her and still attacking. I feel than Asajj does. So in this and Jan is down. So in this situation, would rather have Fenn Rau than Asajj, like in the last game.
I think so too. The difference is only that 2 hull thing.
Yeah.
I was really hoping to get you in that back arc. One of your ships didn't work, but the 2 hull thing is kind of a big deal because that means that one good shot where you roll average and I roll above average, and I get a single crit through or something like that could just win me the game effectively. Because if it comes down to just Hera versus the Y-wing,
right,
I win probably. And if it comes down to Ezra, my shuttle pilot, versus the Y-wing, I probably still win. So really, I have 10 hull and 2 shields to take out 2 hull on Fenn, and I feel like I can pretty reasonably do that. The question is just setting it up.
Yeah.
The question is just setting it up.
It's all gonna be about the setup.
Yep.
At this point, so just have to be really careful with Fenn.
Yeah. So right. Go ahead.
Oh, now that the ghost has turned that way, I'm trying to delay Fenn Rau's engagement with it as long as possible and kind of follow it slowly with the Y-wing is what's going on through my head right now. So I'm trying to make sure Fenn Rau doesn't get he doesn't run away for so long that he gets out positioned and can't attack. But I'm trying to make small adjustments and delay him back into this fight as long as possible, and make sure when he does get back in the fight that he has a good shot.
And that's smart. I definitely think that was smart. Regrouping and regaining kind of the upper hand in positioning because his ships, well, specifically Fenn, not really the Y-wing, but Fenn Rau has just much better maneuver dial and can set things up more easily with his barrel rolls and boosts and things. Whereas the Ghost is pretty much locked into whatever I set in there, and the dial's only all right. So, yeah, it makes a lot of sense to take some time, get some breather room, and engage on your terms rather than mine. Zooming in quick with that Y-wing.
Yep, trying to get the Y-wing in position.
I was playing with a couple ideas here. I could have 5K'd, and then that would put me facing both of your guys, and I could kind of decide what to do from there. My other idea was kind of move forward slowly, and then I can turn around this rock here with a hard turn. Kind of come in along the bottom there and maybe face Fenn Rau in a joust, which is what I'm hoping for. I really want to get Fenn Rau in a jousting position because I can afford to lose 5 hull, and as long as I get a hit on him, you know.
Yep. And so that's why I did a hard turn here. I'm trying to weasel my way in through these 2 asteroids, so that I can avoid being out in the open on the other side of the board and have some more wiggle room to run away for a little bit longer here, or potentially just get a good unopposed shot off. Get a good unopposed shot off here.
Shot on off?
Yeah, Shadonov.
Shadonov.
Yeah.
It's like a Russian surname.
Trying to get Shadonov in this game.
So yeah, that was definitely the right move. I should have probably 5K'd because that was just like maybe a more standard, slightly. It might have been more predictable. It might have been, but like I had room for a 5K in that one spot, and then I'd actually be facing things. Right now, I'm taking this nice 2 hard. All right, I'll eventually be sort of back in the action, but you'll kind of see why a 5K would have been better this turn. I don't have a shot on anything. He could 5 forward, and I wouldn't have a shot on him right here.
Yep. So I'm just trying to get through those asteroids, and then potentially barrel roll, do whatever I need to do.
Yep. Keep him just out of the way.
Yep. So just trying to get him out of the way, trying to get back around. Now I know my Y-wing's going to have a couple shots here.
Yep. So that Y-wing's going to have freebies on my Ghost. My Ghost can make a hard turn next turn, but you've got this really great positioning with those asteroids there where you can slip through those 2 large asteroids next turn. And what am I going to do about that? So you also got me a nice target lock there on my ship, I believe. Somewhere in there. Or
I think
those target lock tokens are just kind of odd looking where they're sitting.
Yeah, I don't know.
My giant Ghost might just be blocking 2 target lock tokens, one from your ship and one on your ship, but I will see in a moment. Those might just be old and that we missed.
Right. So I did get two hits through with the 2 TLTs. So
now I'm just at hull. And so I'm going to try to maybe turn. I really do want to focus on Fenn Rau, and I wasn't catching on well enough how careful Matt was being with Fenn. I kind of thought that he was just trying to set up one good attack run with him, but it turns out he really was baiting me. baiting me with Fenn while using the Y-Wing as a constant stream of damage that was a low priority target for me.
Yep, that was the goal here. A bit more worried about how much area you can cover with the arc after this hard turn possibly. So that's what I'm trying to figure out, how to take this turn with Fenn. I'm trying to visualize where it'll put me with whatever I do, because if I go too hard straight, like if I go straight too much, then I'm gonna smack into that asteroid at the bottom. It looks like
if you like a 5 straight maybe or something, you might bump in there.
So if I do my strongest banks,
man, that's good.
Yeah, so if I do my strongest banks, then I might not be out of arc.
Yeah.
And maybe a boost might not help me. So I'm trying to decide. So here comes Hera. So
without push the limit on Fenn too, that's kind of important. That you can only get one action, so you got to plan a little better than with like a Soontir or push the limit ace in general. I'm changing my dial slightly here with my Navigator / Hera. That's what you're seeing. I don't know what it was originally.
Looked like a
2 hard,
that's
but I'm not positive.
It was a 2 hard, but I couldn't.
No, I'm doing a 2 bank. So yeah, it's what's also interesting is if it was a 2 hard, I don't think I could have got back to a 2 bank. There was a little bit of a snafu with me misunderstanding one of the cards, or just reading it incorrectly. I guess it's just a better phrasing of that, where I thought that Hera plus the Navigator, if you put certain things, I think it was the hard turns. I think really my problem was I thought Hera could change from a white maneuver to a white maneuver. She can only change from a green to a green or a red to a red, not the white to white. So so I might have just done an illegal move there, but I was planning the turn around that, and kind of assuming that I could make either one of those 2 moves. So which one would I have actually chosen if it had come down to me choosing? I'm not actually sure. I picked the 2 hard specifically because it would allow me to turn back to the bank. But I thought that the bank might not allow me all the same moves. I forget what the thinking was. I was just wrong about the cards.
Yeah,
so
it does. It gets complex when you have those navigators and everything.
Yeah, Navigator plus Navigator plus Hera is a lot of maneuvers you can do.
Right.
So yeah, there we go. Didn't get arc on Fenn. That was important. And that Y-Wing is still just out of my range 1 shots.
Just got 2 more hits off of on Hera there. Getting close to the point where I feel comfortable just charging in with Fenn Rau. Yeah. So there's a I'd like to have 2 more turns of unopposed fire, and then I feel confident shooting Fenn Rau in.
And what should I do here, ladies and gentlemen? Should I 1 bank right and then K turn next turn? Yes. Yes, that's definitely what I should do right now. I should bank right, so I'm facing exactly towards the right side of the board. Right side of the board. There we go on the camera. And then I should K turn around and face Matt head on again. But I'm letting him lead me with Fenn, and he's playing Ring Around the Rosie with his Y-Wing around that rock, and I don't have a shot on him. And my big base ship, is just going to struggle with those 2 large asteroids with that 1 smaller asteroid nearby. I can't. There's, I believe, no bank maneuver I could really safely take next turn to the left, because I think that small rock is going to stop me. I think some of my hard turn maneuvers would probably land me on that rock. So I'm just in big trouble right here.
Yeah, I think it could be Rock City with some banks here.
Yeah, I think I'm really just in some trouble. So I think I'm gonna I think that was my maneuver, and I think I'm just gonna keep it. So that, hey, good job, Evan. You avoided the 3 asteroids this turn. What are you going to do next turn? There's another turn after this one.
Next turn. So. The key thing here is, again, trying to keep, because now that arc is covering a large area of where Fenn can go. I am going to be protected by this asteroid. If I leave him there.
And I didn't. I wasn't smart enough to pick a maneuver that allowed me to focus, so I am just stuck with that stress.
Yep.
And I really was, this is my plan in this turn, was catch Fenn off guard, even if it's through a rock. I've got 4 dice and a target lock on him. So just roll well, and he doesn't roll perfectly, and then if I get him, I win, kind of, like against that Y-wing. I'm just not in trouble. So this was my kind of my gambit, but it would have just been a better play to get a gambit later. I think I was winning in points. There was just no reason to pull in like this, but it did. Actually, I might not have been winning in points at this point. Once you got me down to 8 hull, I don't think I was.
Yeah, I don't think so, not anymore. But maybe, I don't know actually.
No, I think it's pretty easy to determine. I think I was at 44 points, and you were at 56.
Okay, yeah.
So I did have to kill one of those ships, but I had time. I had enough time. I didn't, like, the clock was probably at 20 minutes at this point or something. I could definitely have just re-engaged, killed the Y-wing and won. I mean, I don't know, like, just... This was just a little silly of me to fire at Fenn this way.
Yep.
Lose 2 more hull and do nothing to Fenn.
Yep. So that was... Yep, allowed for the shot, knowing I was protected by the rock. So could have gone badly, but I felt fairly confident with that focus that I had.
Focused, yeah. Yeah. Fenn Rao does not have evade, does he? That's the action he's missing.
Yeah, I don't think he can.
He has boost
evade.
and barrel roll and focus and target lock. And he has to have the target lock for his torpedoes. So yeah, that's the one he misses.
Yep. Either way, I think I would take a focus with that many.
Yeah, with that many dice. I agree. That would be my choice too.
So yeah, still flying around with the Y-wing here.
Yep.
Hopefully getting a.
Here I go, trying to get through there, because a bank would have hit that first big rock, and I'm stressed, so I can't choose a 3 hard turn, so I'm beached.
Yep.
And I take a damage. So it was a critical, no less.
Yep. So now, depending on where Fenn goes, he can just light up Hera this turn.
Yeah.
Matt because she can't attack.
I'm pretty sure you're like, oh, I'm pretty sure I bumped, but I was pretty sure you didn't.
Yeah.
Pretty sure you just, oh, perfect.
Yep. So now Fenn has the shot of his dreams here.
Yeah, range
on
1,
Hera,
outmaneuver.
Like, yep.
Hera can't shoot back.
Yep.
That's terrible. Just focus up and get ready for the shot.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. So 3 hits go through, and you don't have a target lock, thank goodness. So that's just 3 more in Hera. I am at range 1, I believe, of that Y-wing. So you can't TLT me this turn.
Right.
So, but I'm just, oh man, I got screwed up there. That was awful.
So now I'm thinking Fenn can do whatever he wants offensively.
Yeah.
I just have to be. I mean, if I bump, then he's not dead. If I don't bump, I get the first attack.
Yeah.
Unless I like shoot out past her.
Yeah.
So I just have to be mindful of that.
And to be fair, where those rocks were placed, I don't think I had a turn maneuver that wouldn't have landed me on a rock and would have given me any shot on Fenn.
Right.
I was just messed up from the previous turns, kind of gambit through that rock. I was hoping to do a straight through the rock and just hit Fenn out of my back arc on my way out, but I realized that where Fenn landed their last turn, a straight through the rock would have bumped Fenn and landed me on the rock. So I couldn't have gone through because I had to move first. Right. So because I was moving first, I was just in a terrible position for the rest of this game. So here I go, trying to keep in range 1 of the Y-wing. This doesn't really matter very much.
Yeah, here comes Fenn with a range 1 shot again.
Yeah.
On Hera.
Yep.
So
at this point, I'm just trying to position where the shuttle will be a little better. I should have deployed the shuttle. Would have definitely been the move here, but I didn't because I was a doofy.
Yep. So Hera is dead. Shuttle comes out with a damage on it.
Yep. Shuttle could have had an attack this turn if I just deployed it when I wanted to. I was a little worried, I think, that I was going to bump because I was trying to do a 4K here with the shuttle. I was worried the 4K would bump on Fenn, and then my shuttle would be facing the wrong way for a while, and then I'd just lose. But I should have still just deployed it because I still don't get the shot, so what's the big difference?
Yep.
It probably would have bumped too. I think it wouldn't have made the 4K wouldn't have made it past Fenn Rao, I think.
Right.
But you know, again, it just would have been better. I could have done a 1 forward, let Fenn bump me. Fenn wouldn't have had a focus. Might not have been in range 1 of the shuttle. I had other options, and I just didn't deploy. Should have deployed.
Yep.
So, firing on Ezra with the Y-Wing.
Yeah, I think the stress made it so it didn't go through.
So 2 there. 1 went through that time.
Yep.
So now that I'm stressed out, I have less maneuver dial stuff. That rock is still giving me trouble because I'm not far enough back from it that I could 1 turn. Even if I could 1 turn, I'm stressed, so I can't. But I couldn't turn and not hit the rock or get myself away from I guess the 1 turn might do it. A 2-turn won't, though. A 2-turn will land me right on that rock. And I can't bank past the rock. That'll land me on the rock, too, because it's just too far forward from me.
Right.
Fenn Rao's got a real easy time just turning.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Fenn Rao doesn't mind just doing a little turn.
Y-Wing can just continue to pepper me with shots.
Yeah, which is what he's been doing all game. You got a nice target lock there on Ezra. 1
forward, yeah. It's an exciting move.
Now we'll see Big Fenn.
So, I'm hoping that I didn't just target lock Fenn. Is that what I did? Did I target lock Fenn?
That's a good question.
I
Looks
did.
like it.
I did.
Yeah.
You know what the shuttle doesn't have? Target lock. I was really surprised when I learned that. I've just fly Rebels so often. All the Rebel ships have target lock. That's like the one thing they always made. Half of them don't have barrel roll or boost, but they all have target lock because they all have secondary weapons to fire. That's just like a big thing with the Rebel lists, but the TAC shuttle doesn't, so I just was being lazy there. It's so similar to the Ghost in just like every way. It's just very similar to the Ghost in its dial and its yeah, there we go. I think that we called game there. Yeah. Oh no, you shot me down.
I just shot you.
You actually got me. Yeah. So yeah, I think I was explaining something with my shuttle there and how I was worried about bumping you. But the shuttle's just so similar to the Ghost. I just figured it had target lock because the Ghost did. I think that was where my mistake came from.
Right.
I realized it right after the game. Yeah, that was quite the win for Matt. You didn't lose a single hull or shield after that initial engagement.
Yep. So I was really happy with the Y-Wing flying that game, and of course keeping Fenn Rao out of the action for as long as possible.
Yeah.
And then swooping in when the critical moment came. So
oh yeah, that was just intense watching Matt kite my ship. That was just all you did. The whole like half of the game there was just bait me with Fenn and then just kite me with the Y-Wing. It was really well done.
Yep. So I was happy with that. Yeah, here are a couple of key plays again. So
yeah, opening engagement, the Alpha Strike from both of us was definitely a really important turn. It's where Jan went down to a damaged cockpit. It's where Asajj got hammered with a bunch of stuff. So here we go. Yeah, Asajj moving forward where she did, and then Hera moving past her exactly like she did. I thought that was a really important setup with those two, because it moved Asajj down from 2 shields and 7 hull to 0 shields and 3 hull.
Right. This opening turn, which is that was just so wild for me, like realizing how much damage just went through on one of my big ships.
Yeah, that was just pure insanity.
Yep.
And then getting the killing Jan, that was big. I mean, it was expected, but it was big. It was important.
Yep.
And then the opposite play here, shooting back with Hera, and I needed 2 to go through, and you had 3 dice, but you didn't have any focus because you had to turn your turret around.
Yep.
And it also meant that Asajj didn't get an attack this turn on Hera. So that was another kind of important.
Yeah, that is important. That shut down the action. It's I'm wondering. I think it's correct, definitely to shoot Asajj down here. But maybe if you got 2 Autoblaster turrets on Fenn Rao, I don't know. It's tough because if you did kill him, that's a better position than Asajj.
It definitely is, because if I manage to kill Fenn, then I can take Asajj later in the game. She's only got 2 hull, and then I'm definitely winning. But Yeah, it's just hard because if I didn't kill Fenn Rau, I'm not in a great position.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I would have had the target lock on Fenn for the second Autoblaster shot. So I just, it was a tough one. I was pretty happy with how it turned out, but I did not finish on. I didn't end the game well after this moment. So yeah, I don't know. You can all judge what you think was the better play there.
Yep.
Double auto turret Fenn or shoot Asajj. Yeah, and then this moment here again, a one bank right I think would have been great for me. But I decided to turn in.
Yep, I guess that would have kind of reset everything at that point. One bank right.
I would have had a shot on the Y wing at the very least with a one bank right.
Yeah, that's true.
Through a rock, would I,
But that's a good shot anyway on the Y wing.
Yeah. And then, yeah, Fenn wouldn't have been able to hit me this turn or next turn probably either. So.
Yep.
With the K turn would have just reset me completely. I could have just charged straight at Fenn next turn, maybe taken him out because you were banking it, or you were turning in here, so you would have had to come at me eventually.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that was definitely the move I should have made. But here we are with this. I don't think a one bank would have made it around that rock. I don't think anything would make it around that big rock in front of me.
Yep.
Anything.
I don't think there is anything.
No. And I was stressed, so I couldn't even do like a crazy 5K or something stupid, which wouldn't have made it past Fenn.
Oh, maybe like a too hard right could have gotten through there?
Maybe. I remember thinking at the time, no, but it's possible.
Yeah.
And then I would have maybe had you in the back arc. But that was not where my mind went. I think a too hard left will fit. But I judged correctly about the rock in front of me, but not about the rock to my side, which I was very much on.
Yeah, that is amazing.
It's not by a little bit. It was by like a whole lot. I was on that rock, so I took a crit, no less. So, yep. That was just unfortunate play on my part, and Matt played that beautifully. I feel like Matt plays even better when he's under pressure.
No, that's something. No, I definitely true in most competitions I've ever been in. That's true. And at the start, when I'm too loose, it's not the case. I usually have to be under some sort of pressure like that.
Under some sort of stress, and then you perform very well. Yeah, gosh.
Thank you.
Like Asajj from last game.
Mm-hmm.
All right, thanks, guys, so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, till next time.
SummoNerds out.